All right, what's up, guys? It's your boy Jay hitting you up once again. Back in the house. It's been a minute, but I was gonna do this video last night, man, but I was really tired. So I'm gonna share with you guys some of just some quick thoughts on this last night HBO's triple header, man. Overall, you know what? I thought it was a really good night of boxing, man. I really enjoyed it. Very good fights. I'm gonna start off with the uh, Andrade and Martirosyan fight. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about these fights, but just like a little quick recap. Um, from what I remember, I was falling asleep here and there watching that fight, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that fight went to the scorecards and they gave it to Andrade. From what I remember seeing, I thought I had Martirosyan winning the fight, and I think even the Sky Sports had Martirosyan winning the fight. I don't remember in much full detail, who was winning what rounds, but I think Sky Sports had it on one of their scorecards. They had it 115, 113. I could be wrong on that, but these fights are not. I was not really too stoked, about really watching. The only fight, honestly, like I said, I really care about is the Brandon Rios Manny Pacquiao fight that's coming up really soon. But I'll probably do a more in depth post fight videos if I could rewatch these fights again. I was falling asleep here and there, but um, anyways, moving on. The Nonito Donaire versus Vic Darchinyan rematch. I thought that was also another good fight. Last time Nonito Donaire fought Vic Darchinyan, he knocked him out back in 2007, and Nonito had like a somewhat of a, I remember when he fought Guillermo Rigondeaux. Not, I want to say that was like damn, like back in April, and Nonito needed to win this fight to stay on top of his game. And I remember, from what I remember watching this fight, Nonito, I felt like, you know what, he could have actually pressed the attack a lot sooner, and I thought that he would have got the victory. I noticed there was times like, and I remember when he fought Guillermo Rigondeaux, Robert Garcia, his trainer, had to constantly keep telling him, man, you're not throwing enough punches. You're not letting your hands go enough. And I remember Robert Garcia was actually telling him that in this fight. And then when Nonito finally, let his hands go, he beat the dude up. So I felt like if Nonito would have pressed that kind of action much sooner, he would have knocked the guy out much sooner. And on top of that, I had Vic Darchinyan winning the fight by, I want to say, by 3 points. So if Nonito wouldn't have knocked him out and Darchinyan would have, stayed with his game plan, Vic Darchinyan would have won on the scorecards. So I just honestly felt like if Nonito would have brought that fire and that energy like he did in that round where he knocked him out, and he was just hitting him with some vicious shots, man. And I remember actually Vic Darchinyan was saying stuff like he's gonna have to literally kill me to stop me and this and that. And I was kind of surprised when Nonito actually stopped him. But man, Nonito should have did that shit a long time ago, man. I remember like in the earlier rounds, it was like he wasn't really punching enough, and I felt like he should have done that a lot sooner, man. But anyways, I can't discredit on what he did. He got the victory. I think he's trying to press towards the Guillermo Rigondeaux rematch. If Rigondeaux could get past Joseph Agbeko, I'm gonna do a separate video on that fight coming up real soon. But that's gonna be another good fight. I'm definitely not gonna miss that fight. And yeah, that was a good fight, man. I enjoyed that fight. So shout out to Nonito. Shout out to Vic Darchinyan. I thought he did a really good job, even though he lost. Moving on, man. Mikey Garcia, man. I didn't really expect him to get knocked down. I believe that was, I don't exactly remember what round that was, but I remember he went down for like a little bit. I believe Rocky Martinez, I think that's his name. He caught him like with a short little flush left hook, got him down, and Mikey Garcia got back up. And I remember Rocky Martinez was kind of taunting him a lot throughout the fight, and then eventually Mikey Garcia got his composure right, and eventually knocked this dude down with a body shot, man. And then the post-fight interview, he's saying that he wants to get in there with Gamboa. And I highly, highly agree, man. It's time for Gamboa to, step it up. I would love to see that fight. I got this motto in boxing, man. If there is too many undefeated fighters in a weight division, then these fighters are not fighting each other enough. I want to start seeing these O's start getting taken away. So these fighters can move on up, man, and start progressing in their careers, man. I feel like we got too many undefeated fighters in boxing right now. But yeah, that's just me, man. That's just my motto, man. So I would love to see Mikey Garcia versus Eucharist Gamboa, and let's see what these guys are really all about. You know what I'm saying? Let's separate these, elite, average fighters that's on the rise to who's really on the rise and who's actually an elite fighter. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good overall, man. I thought it was a good night of boxing. But anyways, and then to top it off, we had that HBO 24/7 with Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios. I've always said, man, I just watch that stuff to see how these fighters are training. I don't buy into all that hype stuff. I'm gonna stick with my solid guns and prediction, man. I think Manny Pacquiao is gonna win this fight by unanimous decision. There's going to be a lot of unanswered questions, man, in this fight. We're really going to see what Brandon Rios is really made of, because we still haven't seen, not that much from him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he went in there with Mike Alvarado twice. Okay, that's cool. But how are you going to do it against, somebody like Manny Pacquiao that's his strength is going to be when you're right in front of him exchanging those punches. How are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? So, and also how Manny Pacquiao is going to do. It's a lot of unanswered questions in that aspect. I know for a fact that knockout from Juan Manuel Marquez is still haunting him. So we're really going to see, man, what both of these fighters are made of. And I hope if Manny Pacquiao defeats this dude, I hope he can call out Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? I hope he could do it. And that's why I really want to watch this fight and see what's going to unfold at the end. But yeah, I'm going to make this one really short, man. I would have probably done it more in depth, but like I said, I was falling asleep here and there watching these fights. I believe next week we got Andre Ward versus Edwin Rodriguez. That's going to be an excellent fight. I think we have I'm not sure if it happened already, the Carl Froch versus George Groves fight. I think that already happened or it's coming up real soon. So, yeah, but hit me up. Let me know what you guys thought of that, HBO triple header, where each fighter should go from here and shit. So, I'm actually be doing a couple more videos later this week. So you guys stay tuned for that. And this is your boy Jay. I'm out.